In this video, we're going to create a trip planner version of the standard routes. We start by copying the route name of the standard route list. Control-C to copy. Next, we create a new list in the route folder. New list. We hit Control-V, paste. Add the TP suffix. Back in the standard routes list, we're going to duplicate the standard routes. We will rename the duplicates by adding the TP suffix. Next, we will select our TP versions of the route, and we will right-click to cut, remove them from that list, and we will go to our new list, and we will right-click and paste those in, and you can see all the waypoints that were in these two routes were copied and brought along with the routes to the new list. Next, we will create a reference track for each route. Starting with part 1, we'll find a via point 1 to 2 miles into the route in a location that can't be skipped, and we'll name it miles start to, where is the distance in miles from the start of the route. Use all caps to make the point easy to spot in the route point list. Next, we need to insert an additional via point 1 to 2 miles after each gas stop and name it miles after gas, where is the distance in miles from the gas stop. There's one a couple miles further down the route, so we double-click that. Name that. The final step in converting a route to a trip planner route is changing most of the route points from vias into shaping points. The last 2 points on this route are obviously via points, as one is a gas stop and the other is lunch. So we'll select the third from the last, and then we'll scroll up here to the top of the list. Our first 2 points, one is obviously the start. The second one is also a via point, as it is an alternate start point. So we will shift click, and that will highlight all of the points in between in light blue. And we can convert those by right-clicking and selecting Do Not Alert on Arrival. And now it's complete. So there are a few other points along the route which do need to be via points and alert. So we're going to go down the list and look for those. There's one at 37 miles. That one needs to be converted back to alert. And we'll go on down. There's our gas stop. That needs to be set to alert. 1.5 miles after gas, that needs to alert. And there's our point at 94 miles. That one needs to alert. And that completes part 1 of our 2 routes. Let's make the changes for part 2 of our trip planner route. We start by double-clicking, and the first thing we need to change is the second point. We need to make that a second start point, and it's 3 miles into the route, but we have 110 miles that we've already covered to get to lunch. So it's going to be 113 miles. 113 miles, start to. If the physical location of a gas stop is significantly off the main road, we need to create a new via point on the road just before the gas stop. Let's do that. We'll select our insert tool, and you see the heavy black line. We'll put that point right down here. Let's hit escape and cancel our insert tool, and we'll go back to the select tool and we'll select this gas waypoint, and we will copy the name to the clipboard by hitting Control-C. And then we will rename this waypoint. I'm just going to call it Whitaker's Store, because that's what it was originally. Then go back to our route. Right here is where we created that new via point, and we're going to paste our official gas stop name, and we need to put the layover time on that. So we make the layover time 20 minutes. Click OK. Then for Whitaker's Store, that's now going to just be a shaping point, so we turn off the layover. We have another point that's about 4 miles further. We'll name this point 4 miles after gas. We go down our list and we have everything else taken care of. So now we're ready to set our shaping points. So we select the last point before the finish. We scroll up. We know that we want to keep those first two as via points. So hold down the Shift key and click on the next one. And then we right click, turn off the alerts. Then we have to go down and find the ones which we really do want to keep as alerting. There's our mileage. And there's our gas stop. We want that one to alert. And you see Whitaker's Store won't alert. And we're down to the finish. The only thing that remains is we need to actually redo our reference track for part 2 because we made a minor change to the route. So we will delete that one. So we can right click here, create a new track from that route. And while we're here, we will set the color to green. And that completes our conversion of the standard routes to trip planner routes.